DJ Cyrus and Audio Junkie.
So, a rare occurrence for us on Crafty to have in the legendary MC Whizzkid. How you doing, mate?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Not so bad, not so bad. We're just going to have a little chat with you about what you're doing, what you've been doing back in the day, up to the day, what, you know, bloody-blah,
yeah, man.
Talking bollocks.
Sounds good to me, mate. Sounds good.
Cool, man. So, when did you start, mate?
Right, well, let me think about this. So, I first got into sort of rave music, as a lot of people know, sort of back in around 92. There was a little club in Peterborough that you may or may not remember called Shock.
Certainly do.
And I remember I used to sneak in there because I wasn't officially sort of old enough to get in there properly. And I remember I went in there, and I think the tunes around at the time were, do you remember Some Justice?
Certainly do.
Yeah, man. Well, that was playing, and I thought that was amazing. And another tune that was around was Sesame Street. Do you remember?
Yeah.
It went in the charts not long
Love
after.
That tune.
Yeah, man. It sounded good loud.
Did a little remix myself recently.
Yeah, man. It was a little slammer anyway. I think that was Lunacy. You know Lunacy of today?
I do.
Well,
yeah.
I think he was behind that. So anyway, besides the by, I kind of got into it that way through someone giving me the tape, and then I snuck my way in there. Thought it was great. Obviously, I was very nervous. Then next thing you know, I used to hang around with a bunch of sort of older lads like General and all Fitch and all them lot.
Yeah,
and they came round and said that there's this big rave going on. Would I be interested in coming along?
Yep.
Obviously, I had to get permission from my mum, because at them days,
as you do.
Yeah, I was a bit of a bad lad, as you know. So there was a lot of things that I wasn't allowed to do because I was always naughty. But anyway, she gave me permission to go, and that was it, really. I think I even went and checked this out in my mate's boot because there wasn't enough room in the car. And because, I mean, I'm not that tall now, but if you can imagine me back then, I was like a little, I don't know, I was like one of the borrowers or some shit like that. So, I basically went in the boot of his car. I always remember because they had an armrest in the back of the car. Yeah. Everyone was smoking weed and stuff. And every now and again, the armrest would go down and a little split would be passed into the boot. And I was sat there in my little hive with the bass line of the speakers that are above my head.
Hotbox in the boot.
So that's more or less kind of how I got into the music. And then I was always into hip-hop and rap and all that kind of stuff. And I used to write sort of rap songs to the flip sides of singles. Yeah. Because obviously I didn't know how to make music. So I'd take one, for example, was Soul to Soul, and they did a tune called Keep On Moving. I had that on 7-inch single, flipped it over, and it was just the music with no singing. So exactly. Yeah. So I used to write my rhymes to that. Then I kind of got into DJing and all that sort of stuff. The DJing took a bit of a backseat, and it was always the MC, and I quite liked the vibe and the feel of doing it. Made me feel a little bit like a rapper. Yeah. So by this point it was around sort of 94, 95 time. Got my first break at Hyperbolic in Kings Lynn. That was pretty random because I was DJing at a club back to back with this other fella. Yeah. And come to the end of the night, and the MCs weren't really doing the do, so I had a little go, and someone in there heard me that night and said, look, would you like to come and do a warm-up set, see how you get on? I think the first DJ I ever MC'd for was Clarky. Yeah. And I always remember because I was so nervous because I bought all his tapes and, you know, Dreamscape and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. And I remember he played Toy Town, the sort of techno-y version of it. Do you remember that?
Anthem from back in the
day.
Yeah,
man, like a slammer from yesteryear. So that was that really. Off I went. From there I sort of worked on, started doing Pleasure Dome, Die Hard, a lot of the little clubs around the place, a few places that didn't last, like Okie Dokie and a couple of other sort of things like that, and gradually I sort of built my name up, you know. I got my first big break in 98, slamming vinyl early, and bang, here I am all these years later.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I remember back in 96 when we first met, starting at TNT, the record shop.
Yeah, man, I mean, we had some times in there, didn't we?
Wicked days, man.
Should we tell them? I tell you what, I always remember, right, because if you can picture it, it was such a small record shop, wasn't it? So like you literally walked in and you'd have vinyl. No, I tell you a lie. We had tape packs and stuff on one side, and there was all vinyl at the other side, and then we had this little sort of DJ booth thing and all the hot, fresh releases behind us. And what we used to do is every time we got like the white labels in, you probably remember this, man. Yeah. Me and you used to snatch all the good
one each.
Yeah, one each. We'd be like one for Alex, one for me. one for the customer.
and the shit goes on the shelf.
Exactly, man. So we used to try and pimp all the shit tunes on everyone while we had the best ones. Subsequent to say, we never really made any money, did we?
But them was good days.
They were good days. And I also remember a person who I won't mention because it's not really fair on him, but he was a bit of a hot fingers, wasn't he? Do you remember him? I'm talking. He was a little Scottish lad who used to hang around with us anyway. And we always used to get munchies off him, and there used to be a sweet shop up the road, and they still sell them today. But if you ever see those Milky Way crispy rolls, they're like 2 fingers and like a little thing. I remember the person in question nicked us a whole box, didn't he? And me and you used to sit there all day just
eating. Yeah, just it is the perfect munch food for all them in listener land. If you're ever having a smoke, and you all know what I mean, get your hands on some crispy rolls, because they are the legendary
they were
munch
the bomb,
food,
weren't they?
Yeah.
I remember if someone spent a lot of money on them, would even chuck them in a free chocolate bar.
That was all good, man. So tell us about, sort of your plans for the future. I know you're doing true hardcore at the moment.
Yeah, well, the sort of reason I'm with yourself today is what we've been doing today is recording some lyrics for the Sign Unknown mix.
Yeah.
Obviously, nowadays, having Alex obviously runs a studio, or Stylus as you may know him, runs a studio and all that sort of stuff, creates his own music. So from my point of view, as we're bread bins from a long time, I can record my lyrics up here, I feel comfortable with him. So today I think I've recorded about 3 or 4 lyrics, some ad-libs, all that kind of stuff for the mix.
Yeah.
So what was it, about a week ago we'd recorded the vocal for a Sign Unknown track that's also going to be on there. That's called Moments in Rave, so look out for that one. But yeah, that's literally what we've done today, isn't it?
Keep your eyes open for the next True Hardcore album.
Yeah, True Hardcore number 2. So please go out there and support it like you did last time. Had a fantastic response. It's great to be involved. Obviously, for those who don't know, it's Sign Unknown on 1 disc, Dougal and Gamma on another disc, Supreme and Sunset Regime, and then the overall album's hosted by myself and Storm. Again, that's one of the first times that's ever been done on a sort of mainstream. I know you had Marley on Radio Dreamscape back in the day, which was absolutely wicked, but this is sort of like a modern twist on that, and it's a lot more, for lack of a better word, commercial than perhaps it was back then.
I'll speak for all the ravers when I say it's a quality album, and I'm looking forward to the next one already, even though I've already heard sneak previews of it. So a little birdie tells me that you're starting a little sideline project.
Alright, I can't say too much at this point, but basically I've been working on something that's a little bit hush-hush at the moment, but it will all become very apparent very soon. That's basically going to be incorporating, obviously, myself. My 2 main people are going to be Stylus and Audio Junkie, whose show obviously you're listening to now, all the people at home. There's a couple of other people I want to get involved in this. It's not going to be something that I'm trying to do to make myself rich or anything like that. I think it's something that could be good for the scene. It's another angle, a new sort of fresh sound, and it's just something that I'm going to try and push, see how it goes.
Another branch.
Yeah. If I can break even, or even if I lose a little bit, I don't mind. But as long as we're getting a message out there and doing our thing, that's all I'm really interested in. So yeah, keep your eyes, ears, and everything else peeled, and soon you'll be hearing about that. I promise.
All be out soon.
Yeah, man.
Lovely job. I'm looking forward to hearing it. So where can the ravers find out about this project and sort of future releases and stuff like that?
Well, being as we're on the internet, all you cats are online. The end of this show, perhaps if you want to log on to www.myspace.com/MC Whizzkid. If you're on there, add me as a friend. I'm always giving out information on what tracks I've been doing, where I'm playing. Also, something that people have been doing is sending in photos of themselves doing the W, so big up all the W team, keep the photos coming. But yeah, so that address again is www.myspace.com/MC Whizzkid. Check it out.
Great stuff. Well, thanks for coming in, mate. It's always good to have a chat with my main man, MC Whizzkid.
Yeah, no problem. I will be back. Don't worry about that.
We look forward to all the shit you got coming in the future. Make sure ravers keep their eyes peeled for the new True Hardcore album. It is going to be a slammer, believe me.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to play out with a little Whizzkid number now.
Do you know what? I think you better had, really, being so I'm on here. So I'll tell you what would be nice if you could play. I don't know if some of the ravers heard it. Breezy's been playing it and Hicksy's been playing it, but Stylus and Audio Junkie have just done a remix of Free at Last. Obviously, you know that the lyrics are very close to me because I wrote them about someone when they passed away. So it would mean the world to me if you'd spin that one, bad boy.
And a quality tune it is too, sir. It's been good to speak to you.
Thank you very much. Take care.